Assalamu alaikum students. Now I will share tricks to draw open chain form and cyclic form of fructose. Let's start it. Fructose is a keto sugar and its molecular formula is same as that of glucose, but this is a keto sugar, while glucose, that is an aldo sugar. So let me start it. 6 carbon sugar, 4, 5 and 6. This is carbon number 6. Now let me number these carbon atoms. Okay, now this is keto sugar, so double bond O, that will be there. C double bond O with carbon number 2, and then here CH2OH group, that is there, and carbon number 6 CH2OH group, that is there. Now a student, when we draw D fructose with carbon number 4 and 5, we will write hydroxyl group on the right side and hydrogen on the left side, as I told you earlier in case of glucose. Now we will not make those changes with carbon number 2 as we made with glucose in carbon number 2, and because this is a keto sugar, this is a functional group, so only carbon 3 that is left, and here hydrogen that will be there, and this is what hydroxyl group. So very simple, this is what D fructose. Only you have to keep this thing in your mind that this is a keto sugar, so with carbon number 2 carbon that will make a bond with oxygen, and valency of oxygen is 2, so it will share its 2 electrons with 2 electrons of what oxygen, or it will make 2 bonds with oxygen. Okay, this is D fructose. Now I will write L fructose. So another important thing, this is a keto sugar. So this is open chain form of D fructose. Now L fructose, again carbon, 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 carbon and carbon. This is carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As it is a keto sugar, so I wrote the functional group. Now this is as I'm going to draw L fructose, so again same thing you have to remember, that on its left side there will be what hydroxyl group, and right side that will be having what hydrogen. With carbon number 6 same CH2OH, and carbon number 1 that will be CH2OH. Now carbon number 3 that is left, so here I will write hydrogen, and over here it will be hydroxyl group, and it will be what hydrogen. Now when we make a cyclic form of fructose, either it's L fructose or D fructose, this oxygen atom that will make a link with carbon number 2 and 5. In that case we made a link with carbon number 1 and 5, but in this case link that will be between carbon number 2 and carbon number 5. Okay, so now cyclic form of D fructose are alpha and beta form, and this is not a pyranose structure, it is a furanose structure. This is furanose. Furanose is a 5-member structure, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5-member structure. So with carbon number 1, this is carbon number 1, so, and that is linked with what, with carbon number 2, so here you will write CH2OH, and then if I'm going to write what an alpha D fructose, alpha D fructose. Then how I will write this? As you know that alpha structures, they are having hydroxyl group with carbon in downward position, with this carbon in downward position. So it is what? Alpha D fructose. Then C with those radicals or atoms which are on the left side, we will write them on the top. So hydroxyl, then hydrogen, and okay, with carbon number 3 and 4. Carbon number 5, as it is making a link with carbon number 2, so here case that will be different. Okay, then hydroxyl, and then opposite of it what? Hydrogen, again hydroxyl, and then you know this is carbon number 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, and carbon number 5. Now with carbon number 5, you know what is attached? Carbon number 6, that is attached, that is CH2OH. Okay, rest of the structure you have to rest of the formula you have to write with it, rest of the structure. So when you have already written hydroxyl group on the top, so you will write over here what? Hydrogen. So this is what? Alpha D fructose, or you can say this is what? Alpha D fructofuranose. Now why I am writing with it furanose? Because pyranoses they are also possible, because this is a 6 carbon sugar, so it can be written in pyranose form as well, but here I am discussing only what? Furanose form. Okay, then now I will write beta D fructose. Okay, beta D fructose. Now as I told you that in beta structures, hydroxyl group, they are on the top, and the other one that will be in downward position. So always keep this thing in your mind, that only when you will talk about alpha and beta, you have to consider only what? Hydroxyl group. If hydroxyl group that is on the top, then it is what? Beta, and if it is in downward position, then it is what? Alpha. Okay, then now you can see that this is the beta form. So this is carbon number 2, and this one is carbon number 1, 1, 2, and this is carbon number 3. So with carbon number 3, the thing which is on the left side you have to write on the top. This is hydroxyl group, then hydrogen. The one which is on the right you have to write in downward position, then again hydrogen, hydroxyl group. So this is carbon number 4 and carbon number 5. Carbon number 5, that is having which group? CH2OH. You can see CH2OH. This is carbon number 6, and over here I will write what? Hydrogen. So this is what? This is beta D fructose, or beta D fructofuranose. Beta D fructofuranose. So this is all about what? Alpha and beta form of what? Fructose. So I think now you are able to understand it. Thank you, students.